All right, so let me quickly give you a quick history of what we've done and why you should maybe listen to us with our lessons. So what we do is we help people improve their sleep, well-being, and relationships by helping them snore less. If we were in the Valley, we would say we are disrupting the divorce market. So you can check us out at the booth later on. What we have is a contact-free snoring solution, but we're not here to talk about that. So it's been a pretty quick journey for us. In 2015, we launched a Kickstarter campaign, raised $1 million in 30 days. Took that, went to China and many other cities, and got our product from prototype to ready for manufacturing. And in 2017, we shipped our product to more than 40,000 couples. Our customers love us. It's a big lifestyle change. And also the future president of the US agrees. We've done all of this with a really small team. We are 8 people now, and we've been anywhere between 5 and 9 throughout these couple of years. So a few things that have stood out to ourselves that we found helpful reflecting back. The most important one is we snore too. So everyone in our team either uses the product themselves or has someone in their family or friends who does. So Sean, who actually leads our customer support team, was a customer who wrote in and loved the product. And we were very busy, so he sent a second email bad-mouthing a rival product, and we just called him in. Joanne, our designer, in her first week, gave a product to her parents, and mornings became much nicer. So it's the same for the rest of us. So contrast is low on this, but basically, the personal connection definitely helps. The other thing in our team is we have 30 years difference in our age groups, and we almost do everything together, from marketing, brainstorm, to product decisions. And what it has really forced us to do, and it took us a while to understand the blessing in this, is that it's really hard for us to follow trends. We have to deconstruct everything so that everybody understands with their own vocabulary and what they're used to. So it forces us to slow down and take decisions that actually work on big scale. Staying grounded in customer feedback, I think, is pretty obvious. We are users of the product. But everything we do, as I'll show you in a bit, is grounded around the conversations with customers. And last but not least, we are a well-being company, so we try to work 9 to 5. I'm a little hypocritical saying that right now, because there's a couple of people in our team who can't do that, but that's why we are hiring you guys. So from early on, defining our internal feedback loops has been something really important for us. This is kind of the very high-level condensed version of it, but we put our customer experience in the middle, and we actually have all of our customer communications, our logistic mapped out on the wall in the office. And every time we want to improve something, we go up to it, put a sticker, or when we want to see where we can change things, or when something breaks, we kind of use our big visual map to track it down. Being a hardware company, we rely on our network and our partners. So our manufacturer, we couldn't do anything without them. Our logistics partner, users would never get their product without them. So we really treat them as our team. And for example, when we send a manufacturing request or a change in a material, we also make sure we attach an actual quote from a customer. Why is that material not working for them? How would it change their experience? And when there's also achievements, we also share it with them and kind of make sure they feel included in what people are experiencing because of their work. Last but not least, we've really followed the lead of the product so far. So when we had our first prototype, we were our own harshest critics. So our challenge actually was to give it to our friends and see if they want to use it. And after we were still in the prototype phase. And when we had to make more prototypes because people didn't want to give the product back, that's where we took the next step. So that has really worked well for us so far. And for example, when it comes to PR, we have a lot of requests for reviewing the product. And sometimes you see this journalist is a financial analyst. They've never reviewed products. So we just send them a product, but not to review, just to help them with their snoring. But the people that do reviews for us, we make sure they actually are just like our customers. They are very likely a couple. They have a snoring problem. They are going to spend the 2 weeks that needed to actually experience the product and are not just doing a techie review And as you see, for example, this review is actually coming from the wife, not from the journalist, because she's the one who's benefiting from it. The other highlight for us last year was ending up on Oprah's favorite things list, under 1 year of being in the market, which was great. And people ask us, how did you pitch it? We didn't. We actually had the product in a pop-up store in New York. On a Friday, I get an unknown number, and I just happened to pick it up. And it's someone from the O magazine trying to track us down, because on Sunday they're picking their favorite products. So we courier one quickly over there on Monday to tell us that we are on the list. And later on we realized it was because the creative director of O magazine had personally tried it and had put it on the list. So now I pick up all random calls. So that empty spot on our couch is for you if you have any of these skills. And come check out us at the booth, and hopefully we can help you sleep better.
Very cool product. So my understanding of the product is it'll sense when you're snoring, and then the pillow adjusts so that, I guess, it changes your throat muscles to kind of allow you to breathe normally. What percentage of people actually wake up when the pillow starts to kind of adjust?
So the question is, what percentage of people wake up when the product adjusts their position? So actually the interesting thing about the reason the product is popular is that, one, it's invented by a snorer, so it doesn't require as much sacrifice on the snorer's side. So the way it works is, think of when you move to a new house. And for the first few nights, you hear the new traffic noise, AC, whatever it is that the new sounds that you're not used to. And after a few nights, it actually fades into the background. It's the same concept with this light motion. We only move the pillow about 2 inches over 1 minute. So it's very small and slow. And after a few nights, people get used to it. So it fades into the background. Of course, it's different for different people. And some people just don't feel it right off the bat from the first night. But that's kind of the reason people prefer it to other invasive solutions.
So do you have a relatively good understanding of the relationship between the snoring and sleep apnea, and how your product helps or is relevant to sleep apnea? So
the question is about the relationship of snoring and sleep apnea. They're cousins, but they're basically on the same spectrum. It's the same phenomena, which is collapsing of the airway, and when it becomes severe enough that your airway actually collapses for a few seconds in a row and you have no breathing going on, that's apnea. We do affect it, but we are a non-medical product, and we actually right now ask people to not use it to replace anything that's prescribed to them. People try and see some results, but it's something that we're actually working towards. Interestingly enough, the market for apnea is a much smaller population size, but it's much bigger spend because it's by insurance covered by insurance. So we are still in the mass market, 40% of population, and a lot to cover. But that's a recurring question. Do you have time for one more?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. So is there any study that correlates these two disturbances? I mean, it's not really so I'm wondering, have you considered what happens in the person's sleep cycle?
Yeah, so the question is, how does it affect people's sleep cycles? So as part of our own beta test before we launched the product, we designed and conducted a study with our scientific advisors, basically doing in-home sleep study with accelerometers from Respironics that's designed for that. And we didn't find any disturbances to sleep cycle, but the most important thing to remember, we are not putting our product in a perfectly silent bedroom. We are putting in a bedroom that snoring is going on, nudging and kicking is going on, and often the partner that is not snoring is leaving the bedroom. So we are going from very fragmented sleep to much better sleep, and the feedback really speaks for itself. Yeah. All right, thanks very much.
Thank you.